With 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, on a 1-1 count, Armando Galarraga threw a breaking ball to Jason Donald, who softly grounded the ball to Miguel Cabrera, who then threw the ball to Galarraga, who was covering first base, and the game was over. Galarraga would have thrown a perfect game. However, first base umpire Jim Joyce ruled him safe, although video replays showed he was out. Galarraga stayed in the game and got the final out, making this the very first 28-out perfect game. This was a historic moment, and it will be remembered forever. This reminds me of that. Well, hello there, Enderman. What are you doing? Oh, wait. Why is there a second Enderman here? I am late to this a week and a half ago on the Twitch chat. One of you guys told me about this. I was oblivious to what had happened. I am here now going over this. Not for me, not for anyone else, but for Skycrab1, a Norwegian speedrunner of Minecraft who has just completed the greatest run in history, albeit unsuccessfully. I think everyone can attribute this run, if not for its success, a great level of admiration. There's no telling the amount of grief and despondence he is feeling right now and forevermore. It's like, imagine if you're on the 10th frame of bowling, 11 strikes, on your 12th throw you bowl it right over the arrow, you smash the pocket, and you leave a ringing 10. So every split here is world record pace. With how smooth and how quick this run was, he ended up being a minute ahead of time. So he's got the pearl kill to reset and runs in. He makes another bricks here for blast resistance. However, being trapped in the crafting recipe, he does make a fatal blunder, at which you can now see there is a growling Enderman chasing him down, and while he zero cycles the dragon, in a fit of jubilation and ecstasy, he doesn't realize that he has just died to an Enderman. It is so painful to... In studying this video, I have watched this about 4 to 5 times, and the secondhand feeling will not be numbed. I do want you guys to watch the full run. What I will, however, do is explain how this tragedy unfolded. So here at 5:29, he's already in the end, ready to defeat the dragon at 5:29. He looks around in his inventory, realizing he doesn't have the necessary blocks to pillar up. So after pearling, he crafts the nether bricks, and as the pearl lands, he's still in his inventory. And frame by frame, you will notice that he has just moved his crosshair over the Enderman. The crosshair does unfortunately drift over the Enderman's eyes, but not for very long. It really is a matter of frames. And it really is so sad. The more you study it, the more unlikely the probability is. You can of course count the time here, 5:31:213, and if you just assume that he's looking at the Enderman right now as we move over frame by frame, just over there, and we continue as the crosshair moves left, we're at 480, which is just over a quarter of a second. The player must be within 64 blocks and must only look at its eyes for a quarter of a second. So we've already established this has been satisfied. The game is frozen, so I'm gonna start looking at the Enderman right here, right at its eyes. Gonna tick step the game. 1 tick, 2nd tick, 3rd tick, 4th tick, 5th tick, and immediately you'll notice that the Enderman is now angry. Just ignore the smoke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enderman is angry. 5 game ticks out of 20, that's a quarter of a second. That's all it takes. Any quicker, it's also fine. It's also required that the player is within 64 blocks. That's the one thing that I wasn't quite sure about. Maybe they were robbed by a glitch in the game. So if I just move away, all right, gonna move my crosshairs over it. Game is not frozen right now. Enderman does not get angry. And that's because I'm about 100 blocks away from this guy. He's not going to be able to see me. He's not going to get angry at me. Anywhere closer to it, I am within 64 blocks now. And I run the same process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's now angry. Unfortunately, I'm not really able to say with any certainty where exactly that Enderman is when he looked at it. The only information we have here when they're tearing up that obsidian pillar is that the Enderman drifts towards them from the center of the island, which sort of means that when they landed that pearl right here, that 64 blocks would place that Enderman about there. If the Enderman was anywhere between this gold block and roughly where they landed, that would have been enough for the Enderman to be angry. If they were just a few blocks away, he would have been safe. Although you could argue that about any point in that video. Go watch it. Maybe close your eyes at the very end. It is tragic, but do support them. Let's turn this negative into what should be an overwhelming positive. Unfortunately, I'm not competent enough to know exactly how good it was. Many other great YouTubers are suited for that, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. Even a stupid meme technical Minecraft YouTuber like me wants to tell you that because it's worth your time.